Hello and welcome to Tech Deals old school unboxing video time. I have a bit of a treat for you today. Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo version 2. Comparison to version 1. What's the difference? How do they look side by side? And then as you can see, we have a few other Cooler Master things here. I used to do these kind of videos all the time. In fact, my lovely wife, Rogue, just did one of these with a pink keyboard, a pink mouse pad, a pink RGB headset. Yes, I know, that's a pink explosion. But today, I am doing one of these. Whether or not you guys find these interesting and informative or silly and unnecessary, I leave for you to decide. There is a comment section below. Let me know what you think. Now, we may do a combination of unboxings sitting here at this table. You can see the lovely blue on the wall behind me. That's not a green screen. That wall's actually painted blue. And I'm sitting down, which I haven't sat for a number of videos for a long time. But I think that's enough intro. Let's get to the unboxing and comparison of the old versus new, shall we? Now, I'm going to take my knife here, and I am going to start unboxing this because if I spend 20 minutes explaining the history of tower coolers to you, and if I spend 20 minutes explaining the history of Cooler Master Hyper 212s, this video will be very long indeed. And so we are going to just get straight into it. I suppose I could put some of these things a bit off to the side. I'm going to talk about those a little bit later. But we're going to start off with the main attraction. I do have a bit of a disclaimer to share with you guys. Some of these items were sent to me by Cooler Master. Some were not sponsored in any way. They send me these things basically for me to review as I see fit. Will I actually do some actual cooling testing on this and compare the two? Like, does the new Sickle Flow fan actually cool better than the old one? Probably not. This was fine. I'm sure this is fine. I will take their word for it. And of course, I've got a camera up here as well, so our lovely editor XD will be able to switch camera angles and show inside. There is a nice pull tab where this comes straight out. And we have the epitome of discount budget coolers. We have plastic. If we can slide it out. There we go. I know, it's very exciting. It's a cooler. It's a box with a cooler in it. What do you want? Inside, we have a lovely instruction manual, and I really do wish they would go to larger manuals than this because there are, how many pages are there anyway? Let's see here. Of course, we've got parts list, Intel and AMD, package contents. There's AMD AM4, AM3 Plus, AM3, AM2 Plus, AM2, FM2 Plus, FM2, and good frickin' Lord. That is a lot of options. Now, what's interesting about this here is it shows how you basically mount it through the screw holes into the motherboard. That's how all these tower coolers work. Here's the Intel instructions. You can see it just shows a different place to plug it in. LGA 1366 115X for 1151, 1150, 1155, and 1156. They made a lot of those. And 775. Yes, Virginia, if you have a Core 2 quad from 2007, you can put this cooler on there. Why you'd want to in 2020 is beyond me because I don't think even the very best Core 2 quad is worth as much as this cooler is today, but you technically can. And then it does work on LGA 2066 and 2011, so it works on all the HEDT systems as well, but to be blunt, if you have a high-end desktop system, like a 18-core Cascade Lake X, the i9-10980XE, you can technically install this cooler on there. And if you do, you've made a very foolish decision because an 18-core CPU deserves much better than this. I do kind of wish this was like a fold-out pamphlet so you could just see all the instructions in one place. That's fun. And then, of course, you've got, what do we have here? It's an unboxing video, so we're going to show everything. Warranty information in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15, 18, 19, 20 languages. Wow. Go ahead and take this out. Now, this is cheap plastic, but again, keep in mind this is a budget discount cooler. Put that off to the side. Do not eat the silica packets, no matter how yummy they look. Those are not for eating. And then we have a cooler. It's not very heavy. It's just a 4-heat pipe direct contact cooler with a moderately loose collection of fins right here, but these are great coolers. I've used multiple Hyper 212s on a variety of systems. We'll get to that in just a second. And you get a very nice cooler box, which of course this just contains all of the parts. I'll open it up here. Now this is actually kind of nice. You see these two things right here? These are plastic tabs to attach your own fan. You can actually attach a second fan. This fan is a standard 120 millimeter fan. Let's say 3 years from now, 5 years from now, for whatever reason the fan fails. You could get, if you sent Cooler Master an email, they might just send you a fan because customer service. But if you had another fan and you want to swap it off, these tabs actually just pop off, and they do for RAM. The RAM would go on this side. But actually, it's not an issue because of the offset. I'll show you that here in a second. So you would just pop these tabs off, and there are 4 screws connecting these, because this is the second set, to the fan. So you could pop these off, unscrew it from the fan, screw a different fan on here. In fact, if you want to turn this into an RGB, you could take, for example, this is an S, is this an SF? This is SF, so this is the static pressure. You could use this ARGB fan on here and replace the fan if you really wanted to. That's pretty cool. The reason why there are 2 more is so you can attach a second fan to the other side. There is a splitter cable, which is pretty cool. If you are using a second fan, but you only have 1 fan header on the motherboard, that's pretty cool. And then I am not going to open this, but this is the bag of parts of all the Intel and AMD parts, which is... It's moderately annoying to connect all of that, I'll be the first one to admit, but you only generally do it, once, maybe twice, so it's not that bad. Now, if that's all I was doing in this video, you might be like, really? What's the point? Well, I'll show you. We are going to open this, and I'm going to show you the difference side by side. And this might be an area where some of you may even own an older Hyper 212. A Hyper 212, a 212 Evo, a 212 LED, a 212 Black. They've made a bunch of 212s. You may very well own one of these, and you might want to replace it with the new version 2. And here's why. And we've got a very lovely box inside with probably an absolutely identical set of things. Probably. I don't know that for sure, but it's probably. And we'll pull this out. Do not eat the silica packet. Warranty information, which I will not read again. Instruction manual, which I'm just going to have a quick look here and see if there's any differences. FM2, AM3. It looks... No, this is different. Okay, we'll get into that in just a second. There is a difference here I do want to show you that some of you may be interested in knowing. This is actually where these unboxing videos can come in handy. And if you can't tell, I'm just doing this off the top of my head. There's no script. I did a little bit of planning, and then I looked up the products and a few details, but that's about it. Ooh, glossy piano black. That's pretty. Another plastic holder. Now, this is interesting. I'm going to hold these up to the overhead camera first and let it have a good shot. We'll zoom in on those. Very different. These could not be different fan designs. Now, the LED fan, of course, has to be different, so the LED light lights up. But look at that piano black finish. Very different look. Do you care? That's a debatable point. Now, we're here. I'm going to set these just like this, and we're going to zoom in on the edit, and I want to see if you can tell the difference with them facing the front camera. First of all, take a look at this peg right here. Notice that it is straight up and vertical. Hey, look at that. Very easy to install. No big deal. In fact, if we were to take off this fan, it might be even easier for you to tell what the difference is. Because, okay, these are sharp. And with the fans off, I think you might be able to tell something. The difference between the two screws, this is the new version 2, this one is further away from the metal heatsink material than this one is right here. Basically, it's uneven, it's offset. And the reason for that is it allows the fan to be right here and not block the RAM. So these will mount to either side of the socket, and the fan will stop directly at the mounting point and not overshoot the RAM. Now, this one is identical in size, and so when its fan is attached, it actually overhangs the RAM slots by just a bit. Now, if you only have the outside, if you only have 2 memory modules installed, you've got 4 memory slots, you'll use the furthest one, and then the second one from the outside, it's not a big deal. But if you fill all 4 RAM slots, that can actually block. Now, it's possible usually to raise it up a little bit. You can actually lift it, but of course then it would be mounted, if I could do it without breaking it, you can mount it further up, but then, you know, it starts to get taller and get in the way. And of course, it also comes with mounts to put a fan on both sides. But with this new Rev 2, hold it up here so the camera can see how offset it is. They basically moved the direct contact heat pipes over a bit. They just bent them over and moved the whole thing, and they gave room for the fan. And so when I reattach the fan, 1,000 pardons, but I have to interrupt here. We had a slight audio recording issue during the unboxing of these things. We got to the 17-minute mark, at least in the raw recording, and the microphone that I had pinned to me stopped transmitting audio. In any case, we did have audio on the overhead camera. It's not as good, and there was an echo in the room because it's not a mic on me, but thanks to the amazing skills of our video editor XD, he is going to tweak and play with the audio from the overhead camera as much as possible so we can show you the rest of this unboxing video, because you really can't unbox things twice. So I'm going to send you back to me in the video here in just a second. But if the audio sounds off or a little bit weird, that's what happened. We'll endeavor to not do that again. Again, thanks so much for watching these, and enjoy. You can see here that, yeah, presto. It's not going to block the RAM at all. It's right up here against where it will sit in the socket. That is pretty cool. Do you care? That depends upon your system configuration. That depends on how many memory sticks. That depends on how tall your memory sticks are. But it's nice to see improvement. I also like the fact, there's actually another improvement here besides the fan change. The mounting plate on the old one has these screw holes right here, and you've got to take, the contents of these kits inside here are going to be completely different. Yeah, they are different. How much do I want to show of that? Here's what I'll say. They've permanently attached these screws. It's a better mounting system. I give Cooler Master 2 thumbs up for improving the mounting system, for permanently attaching these screw plates right here. You just have to put the metal brackets on there. With this, you actually have to screw the metal bracket and then screw through here, and then that's just the big pain. I like the new one. That's pretty nice. But this wouldn't be very exciting if I didn't show you anything else. So let me show you 2 others really quickly. Let's take a look at what we have in here. We've got, okay, we have a big foam brick. And we've got a parts kit, which there is not much in here. So here's the deal. These are for the Intel snap holes. Basically, you screw this onto, oh my goodness. Okay, this is very cheap, but you know what? It's still better than an Intel cooler. It's got 2 heat pipes. It's got 2 direct contact heat pipes. That's interesting. It looks like it has the same coverage as the 212 Evo, but obviously it doesn't because 2 of them only run to one side, 2 run to the other, and it loops around the top, whereas this actually has more material, and weight-wise, the difference is dramatic. But that's kind of cute, actually. You know, now that I'm looking at this, I had completely forgotten I had done this, but if you take a close look at the bottom, there has been thermal paste on this. You know what's really frightening? I don't remember using it. I must have put it on something. They wouldn't have sent it to me like that. Is there a video somewhere? Leave a comment in the comment section below. Did I do a video and show this at some point? I absolutely do not remember doing that, but I must have. And these wouldn't have been loose either. What else is in here? This is interesting. Okay. We have a, well, I did say I wanted a fold-out pamphlet. Intel, AMD, thermal paste. There's the snaps for Intel. And how would these attach on there? Ah, they would screw on. Okay, so you would just put, you'd probably screw it in from the bottom like that, and then you would just snap it down and then attach the fan. You know, if this is $10 or $15, that's not bad. I mean, for replacing an old cooler on an old pre-built, well, the screws are here. And this is that for AMD? Yes, it is. This is for clipping onto the clips that come on AMD motherboards. So that would actually work on even Ryzen. I wouldn't use this on Ryzen, but it would. And finally, our last cooler is by far the cutest. This is often $10 or less. This is the i71C. And guess what? It has, is that RGB? It is RGB. This is so adorable. This I'm sure I have not opened, I think. I guess we'll find out here in a second, but no, I've definitely never opened this. It comes with a mounting bracket. Is this for Intel and AMD, or I guess we'll find out. Oh, and then it comes with an RGB controller. Isn't that sweet? Oh, wow. That is, you know what? That's bigger than it looks in the pictures. Did you guys expect something that big? Where's the instructions? There are no instructions. Are they in the box? Oh, you gotta love it. Okay, so I'll hold this up to the camera. The instructions are on the box. This is this for Intel only? This is for Intel only. On the bottom, I'll take this off. It actually fits neatly on there. There is a square cutout that matches the shape of the socket mostly. There is a fan cable and an RGB cable. It is black. It looks very nice. And it has a copper base plate with pre-applied thermal paste. Provide your own if you want more. Oh, check this out. Check this out. The fan comes off. There's clips right here. You can replace the fan. Why does this not get more coverage? Okay, I can't really show you weight on camera. I could get a scale, I suppose. I need to get a good scale. This is, just watch how it is. This is dinky. Okay, that's just gonna go like that. Tech's impressed. And then these two 3M stickers just come off. You stick it on the back of your motherboard, and that provides your screw-through holes. And you can actually access the screws right here. That's gonna be really easy to mount. You know what? I wasn't planning on using this. I totally am now. I don't know what I'll use it on. Actually, you know what? I know exactly what I'll use this on. I'll be right back. And we're back. You can see here I have the i3-10100. I wasn't going to do this, but you know what? We are going to do this now. I have never opened this. Now I have. I'm going to show you the stock Intel cooler and why this is just better. Now, to be sure, can you use the stock cooler on this? Yes, absolutely. This was not supposed to be an Intel CPU unboxing video. Oh, look, Intel processor, Core i3 10th gen. Now, this is LGA 1200, but it doesn't matter because the pinout change did not change. The dimensions, the mounting holes, did not change. Holy... Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, wow, the pictures on Amazon and Newegg do not do this justice. When I saw the pictures of this, like I said, I've had this for over a year. In fact, I got this like 2 reps from Cooler Master ago. She sent me the D2 and a few other things, and this has been on the shelf. I've never looked at it. I thought, that's a silly little cooler, who cares? Yeah, can you see the difference? I wish I had a scale to demonstrate. This probably weighs 5 times as much as this. The thin layout and difference. This is aluminum on the bottom. This is copper. This just has really, really crappy thermal paste sitting there. That has a nicer fine layer of thermal paste. This just has the snaps. You just sort of push these down and they kind of snap into your motherboard. This has actual screws and an actual backplate. Oh yes, I assure you, we will most definitely install this on the i3 10. Now this basically is a i7 7700K. If you think it's crazy or just, I mean, the stock cooler will do it, but this is a 4-core 8-thread 4.1 gigahertz chip. The 7700K was a 4-core 8-thread 4.2 gigahertz chip, all-core turbo. So yeah, definitely. That's okay. Enough gushing, enough shock. Rarely am I surprised. i3 10100. Yes, it is. I had originally planned to unbox some more of these things to make this sort of an overachieving Cooler Master video, but I think this has gone on long enough. If you guys want to see some additional fans, I've got a very nice Master Pro 3-fan kit over here. These are kind of interesting. These are actually single units. So single fan plug, single RGB connector for 3 fans and 2 fans. If you're interested in seeing more coverage on these, let me know in the comment section below. The fact that you can install a set of 3 without as much messy cabling and wiring is kind of interesting, but I don't know how much interest there is. You guys will have to let me know. Now, I will link all of this stuff to Amazon and Newegg down in the video description below. Those will be affiliate links. As I said, this isn't sponsored. Cooler Master sent me a few things, and I certainly appreciate it. But if you love our content and you want to see more of these unboxing videos, one of the greatest ways to support us at no extra cost to you is to use those links to Amazon and Newegg when you're shopping, because they pay us a small commission on anything you buy when you click those links, and it is super greatly appreciated. You can also support the channel by hitting the join button next to the subscribe button, which I hope you guys are already subscribed, and if you're not, please smash that subscribe button. Hit the bell notification icon if you're notified when the videos come out. Follow us on Twitter and join the Tech Deals Discord linked down in the video description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see all of you next time.